off the chat here because I'm not looking to be distracted by cyber stalkers. It's actually people that have a job to harass me in my chat. And in a previous short that I did before this, I was talking about the Moist Critical, aka Penguin C, being a deep state shill, which is the truth. And also count Asmongold and Hassan Abi as deep state shills. Which takes me to my next topic. Well, my next point here. The deep state control this world from behind the scenes. They control pretty much everything, every major industry. They control the music industry, they control the movie industry, Hollywood. They control politics and politicians, puppet politicians. They control a lot of influencers and podcasters. There's a lot of major YouTubers are controlled by them because the deep state are control freaks, and their goal is to control the world and control people. And how do you control people? By controlling who the people listen to. So if you want to control Christians, you control Christian pastors. If you want to control and manipulate Christians, you control the pastor of the church they're in. So there are several pastors and ministries are controlled by the deep state. And they control the world system. The Bible teaches that Satan is the God of this world. So being a Christian and waking up to conspiracies, the conspiracy truth that I'm waking up to doesn't contradict the scriptures. It confirms it, it lines up with it. Because the Bible teaches that the God of this world is Satan, the devil, and the whole world light and wickedness. So I'm not surprised at these evil, psychopathic control freaks that control the world from behind the scenes, secret society people, and Epstein Island and things like this. So the deep state controls this world from behind the scenes. They control Hollywood, they control the mainstream media, and there's been more of an emphasis by the deep state, I've been saying this for years, to control seemingly non-establishment voices, because people have lost their faith in the media. So there's been more an emphasis by the deep state to control seemingly non-establishment voices, like podcasters and YouTubers and Twitch streamers, things like this. And two shills are Moist Critical, Penguin C, Asmongold, and the third one will be Hassan Abi. I count all these three as shills. So now you know, and you can believe it or not, but that's the truth. There's the truth. And this little beta bitch boy, Penguin C, Most Critical, this little man let he get knocked out of that out of Rocky's world. If you wanted to have a battle with YouTubers, like a boxing match or MMA, he get destroyed on the same. He's not this little passive-aggressive beta bitches that are bitch boys on the same. He's one of these deep state shills that target me with COVID abuse. You go more crazy. No, that's part of how I get targeted, being a total video matrix in the system. They live guy. There's actually major YouTubers. There's several YouTubers that after I subscribe to them, if I start checking out a channel, they start talking with covert psychological abuse, okay, with like pushing my buttons and stuff like this. And then a lot of the targeting types you get if you're targeted the type targeted video, targeted the way that I am, they're designed to be hard to believe and sound crazy if you talk about them. So anyway, which means part of the fuel of making videos like this is being triggered and pissed at personal targeting. A lot of times if I make a video about deep state puppet pastor shills or naming a certain one, it's because they recently targeted me with COVID abuse, pushing my buttons in a video. And then I'm fighting back, standing up for myself, making video, trash talking them. And other people also being served by hearing the truth about this person's a shill, and they're learning about this world is controlled by the deep state and things like this. So I'm a targeted video talk with gang stalker. I have been for more than a decade, and my life is like the guy in the They Live movie, only in the Matrix after you walk out from the Matrix and the system goes after him. So I do get targeted in real life and online in right of ways. And there's Christian pastors that are involved in the targeting. There's all kinds of people. I'm a target state persecution. So beware of Penguin C, aka Most Critical. He's a piece of shit. He's a deep state puppet and a shill. So is Asmongold and Hassan Abi. So the deep state controls a lot of influencers. And it's not just about what they tell you, it's what they don't tell you. So it's like they like you to listen to mediocre shit like Penguin C, Not just because it's not that he's going to tell you jump off a bridge for the deep state. So you, oh, okay, obviously he's a deep state shill. It'll be just keep you listening to people that are not telling you what the deep state want to know. You never heard from Penguin C or Asmongold about the high sugar diet. That is an agenda to have eating high sugar diet to poison you and keep you weak and easily controlled. They don't never told you these betas why a lot of men have low T or effeminate, okay? Because it's an agenda to weaken people. They got to using softener and hiding home cleaning chemicals or perfumed. They got to eating high sugar diet. They got to deficient in vitamin C. You never heard about vitamin C megadosing as a topic of discussion from Asmongold or Penguin C. They never told about perfume being bad for your health and softener and these other things. No, because there's an agenda to keep you weak and easily managed and controllable. And you tune into their streams, you're not going to see what you see if you turn into my streams. Me playing horrible movies and showing hidden plain view truth, foreshadowed 9/11 attacks before they happened, and the high sugar diet agenda and everything else. So it's not just about what they're telling you, it's what they're not telling you. There can be things where it's like certain times there can be a certain thing that like the shields will get activated, like promote a certain fake solution to a problem that the deep state created, and they're like, whoa, it looks like a shield, okay? Tone the potted line, he's telling us to get the vacation over in Bermuda and jump in the lake or something like this. It's like, I feel like a guy telling me to do that is going to be a shield, okay? Now, it's also about just keep you occupied listening to a mediocre influencer who's not going to tell you things that they don't want you to be told about. You would have heard about elite human trafficking years back if you've been listening to my channel. I've been referencing Ted Gunderson, the former head of Los Angeles FBI, for years as a whistleblower about gang stalker tornadoes. Ted Gunderson, the former head of Los Angeles FBI, confirmed in a sworn affidavit that gang stalker tornadoes is real. Okay? It was a government whistleblower. Like Cash Patel, like 5 years from after leaving the government, I guess there's a secret conspiracy in America. It has some credibility. So Ted Gunderson, former head of the Los Angeles FBI, confirmed in a sworn affidavit that gang stalking is real, nationwide. And harassment, domestic terrorism. He references in his affidavit some of the targeting skits that I get, being targeting gang stalking, street theater, strangers commenting in your personal life. He referenced some of these tactics that the program uses on it. He was also whistleblowing about elite human trafficking and like selling minors at auctions, and they get disappeared and used for rituals or other bad things. Okay, so he's been vindicated. Where people are laughing at him, like a lot of people like in the 70s, 80s when they started whistleblowing, Billy just goes a nut job. It says this like elite Satanists that are trafficking children and doing bad things. Okay, and well, who's laughing now? Now there's a lot of people that believe that the Epstein Island thing was real. There's human trafficking, and there's also, I've seen even like more mainstream YouTubers talk about the satanic ritual component, like did they murder people and torture people and do like satanic stuff on Epstein Island on top of just weird sexual stuff. So beware of these shills, Penguin C, Asmongold, most critical. And if you're looking to know the truth, you subscribe to my channel, listen to my videos, and you're better served. And it's like the low quality. It's like what does Penguin C have that I don't? Here's another thing I want to address. People want to paint me as an asshole. No, I'm not an asshole. I'm talking about covert abuse all the time and picked on. I'm a kind person, generally, by default. And then people just keep pushing my buttons until I lose my temper and stand up to bullies and people pick on me. Go, oh, Mark, you're a meanie. No, I'm not a meanie because I'm not a doormat. I stand up for myself. So I'm going to finish up. It's going to be on the live stream. I might go live later on. We'll see on my laptop. It's not impossible. And do a podcast or play some videos, do commentary. We'll see what we do. So we're on the live stream. Beware of the puppet shell. Most critical thing we'll see. Getting dunked on, boy.